So it's a quick turnaround following the Europa League match away at Rome during the week. It's the league leaders are in town. It's the Arsenal versus Manchester City match preview. Hello, my name is Richard. Welcome back to my channel over and over and over again, the Positive Arsenal channel. In this video, I'm going to look ahead to this weekend's big game against league leaders Manchester City here at the Emirates. I'm going to look at previous meetings. I'm going to look at the current form. I'm going to predict the lineup and also give a score prediction. Just before I get into all that, I want to make sure that you are subscribing to my channel. If you're new here, you like what I do, you like some positive Arsenal content, please click on the button down in the corner there and subscribe to the channel. Please give the video a like as well. Please share the content around. And if you've got any comments at all to make about the game at the weekend or anything to do with Arsenal, please drop me in the comments box. I do love to hear from you guys as well. So in history then, we've played Manchester City 202 times. We've won 98. There's been 45 draws and Manchester City have won 59. So historically, we've had the upper hand, although not so much in recent years. We've only had one win in our last 9 meetings at home against Manchester City. That was since our last victory, which was in December 2015. And we've lost 5 and drawn 3 at home. In fact, we've lost the last 4 at the Emirates. Manchester City, the only team to win 4 times in a row at this stadium. In fact, in those 4 games, we've only scored 1 goal and Manchester City have scored 12. In fact, City have won 6 times at the Emirates. No other club has won as many times as that here. We've lost 9 of the last 10 against Manchester City in all competitions as well. The only exception to that, of course, was last season's FA Cup semi-final at Wembley, where we did win that game 2-0. We've lost all the other 9 either side of that. We've lost our last 7 in the league as well, and that's since a 2-2 draw here at the Emirates, which was in April 2017. In fact, we've had no wins at all in the last 10 in the league, and we've had 2 draws and 8 defeats. Of course, that's more in recent times. Going back a little bit further, we did actually win 11 games in a row against Manchester City. That was between August 1994 and September 2004. And we did also go 28 games unbeaten at home against Manchester City between September 1976 and November 2011. We actually won 20 of those games and drew the other 8. City only scored 9 goals. So in terms of current form, we don't really want to dwell too much on Manchester City's form, do we? They're unbeaten in their last 24 games, 21 wins and 3 draws. They've only conceded 7 goals in those 24 games as well. They've won 17 in a row, which is of course not only a club record, but it's also an English football record. That's in all competitions as well. And that's going back since a 1-1 draw against West Bromwich Albion, which was back in December. They've only conceded 6 goals in those 17 games as well. They've won their last 12 in the league, conceding just 3 times as well. So incredible record. They're unbeaten in 16 league games as well. They've won 14 and drawn 2. Of course, for Arsenal, our form's been a little bit up and down, hasn't it? Very inconsistent. Just look at the last week or so. We lost to Wolves, we lost to Aston Villa, we then beat Leeds, and then we drew in Benfica, and that kind of sums up where we've been this season. We've not really been able to string together 4 or 5 really good performances. We had a decent run of results at the turn of the year. Not all the performances were great, and we were playing teams that we should have been expected to win. So Manchester City are the informed team. But on the positive side to that, of course, Pep Guardiola's previous 2 longest winning runs were both at Bayern Munich. They were both ended in games against Arsenal. So let's hope that on Sunday we can make this 3 in a row. I think the lineup's going to be quite interesting for Arsenal. This game, of course, coming in between the 2 Europa League games against Benfica, we must surely have to rotate the squad. The problem that we've got with that is when we leave out 2 or 3 of our better players, we don't have the quality to come in, and we're a far worse team, and we've got less chance of getting a result, haven't we? So it's going to be a tricky one. But this is the side I think Mikel Arteta might well go with, say, a few changes from Thursday night. So I think Bernd Leno will still start in goal. Matt Ryan didn't do anything wrong on his debut, but I just feel as though Leno's the number one, and you don't change your goalkeeper for a Premier League game unless you have to. I think he'll stick with a back four that's been working reasonably well. You know, we are quite solid at the back. I think maybe Cedric might come across into right back, actually. I think it'll be David Luiz and Rob Holding may well be the two centre backs, and I think Kieran Tierney will come back in at left back. Of course, he did come off the bench against Benfica, so he's clearly fit again, and I think he'll come back into the side at left back. I think the two in midfield, I think there has to be some changes there. I think maybe Granit Xhaka might be rested for this game. He's played a lot of games lately, so I think that the partnership there may well be Ceballos and Mohamed El Neni. I think further forward, I think in the number 10 position, I think Martin Odegaard will start. I think he's got that little bit of quality that we're going to need. I don't think we can rest everybody. I think Smith Rowe might well get a rest on the left-hand side. I can see maybe Martinelli coming in. Unfortunately, I think Bukayo Saka might get a rest as well. And I think Nicolas Pepe might well start on the right. And I think Lacazette might start in the centre-forward position. So I think most of the changes will probably be in the attacking end of the pitch, just because these players just need a rest. You know, they've played a lot of games lately. We've got a big game now coming up on Thursday as well. So I do feel as though that's going to be our side. In terms of Manchester City, they don't tend to make a lot of changes, do they? Pep tends to keep the same team pretty solid. And obviously they've won a lot of games, so I'm expecting them to line up something similar to this. I think Edison will be in goal, of course. I think they'll go with a back four, probably be Walker, Diaz, either Laporte or Stones, and Cancelo, of course, at left back. I think the three in midfield, you probably have Bernardo Silva, Rodri, and Kevin De Bruyne, of course, who's back from injury. I expect him to probably start in this game. And then who's going to be in the front three? Sterling will probably start there. Will he play Gabriel Jesus through the centre? Will he play Mahrez as well? Foden, of course, and Gundogan, who, of course, been scoring lots of goals lately. So they've got a lot more options, haven't they? They can rest and rotate a few players in their squad. It doesn't necessarily weaken them too much. But they're the lineups I'm expecting in this game. I don't really want to have to predict a score for this because it could be anything, couldn't it? I'm really concerned that it's not going to go too well for us. But you can never tell with football, can you? Particularly this season, there's been some really strange results, and maybe this will be a game that we pull something out of the hat. Obviously, Manchester City are flying at the moment. They're not conceding goals. They're scoring goals at will. It is going to be a really, really tough game. Their record at the Emirates in recent years has been fantastic. Every year they come in and we struggle to score. I can't see it being a lot different this time. We're going to have to rest some of our better players as well. So it's going to be a really tough game. I'm going to try and be optimistic though. I don't ever want to predict an Arsenal defeat, although my heart's probably telling me that's going to be the case. I'm going to go with my head. I'm going to predict we do end Manchester City's winning run again. I think it's going to end Arsenal 1, Manchester City 1. I don't go along with people saying that this is an important game for Arsenal. The Premier League is still important. I think we do need to finish in the top 6. I think it was shown against Benfica that the Europa League is not going to be easy to win, and maybe we're not really good enough to go all the way in that competition, perhaps squad depth and stuff like that. If we get 1 or 2 injuries, I think we're going to struggle. So I think it's massively important that we try to get in the top 6 in the league to qualify for Europe next season, and we need to pick up as many points as we can, and that includes on Sunday. Yes, it's a difficult game. Is the Benfica game more important? I'm not sure if it is. The only game that matters is your next game. So for me, this game's the most important one, but we do need to manage the squad. It's a difficult one, isn't it, for Arteta to do. If he rests too many players, we'll end up losing the game. And maybe he can say he'll get away with this one because of who we're playing and the importance of the games around it. But for me, we've got to try and win this game or try and get a result, because I say we're so far behind. We've got to catch up to make in the league. We can't afford too many more defeats, having already lost 10 times. I guess the most important thing is look at the performance. If we give Manchester City a good game, we compete with them as we did at the Etihad, of course, back in October when we only lost 1-0. We're in that game. We maybe could have snatched a point. Let's hope we can perform similarly again, and maybe, as I said, we can possibly get a point again. But it is an important game, and it is a game that really we do need to try to get a positive result. So that's my preview there of the Manchester City game this weekend. It's going to be a tough game, we know that, but it's going to be a big game as well, and I'm sure it's going to be entertaining. I will be doing a watch along of the game tomorrow. I'll be going live at 4:15 for a 4:30 kickoff, just to go over the team news, a bit of build up, and then full match commentary and analysis. Hopefully it won't be too embarrassing and I can stick with it all the way through. I'm sure I will. And then after the game, of course, I will be doing some fan reaction as well, just to see what some of the guys made of the performance, pick the man of the match, all that kind of stuff. So stay tuned to the channel. If you haven't done so already, please click the subscribe button down in the corner there. So loads of great stuff coming up. And then, of course, next week we'll be building up towards the second leg against Benfica. I've got a few other ideas to throw in as well, a couple of live shows as well. So stay tuned, click on the notification button as well. Keep updated with everything that's going on the channel. Thanks for your support. Thanks for watching the video. And of course, in the meantime, as we head towards a big game, but a very difficult game this weekend for the Arsenal. Come on, you Gunners!